Hello, 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 everyone. Happy New Year. I know it's been a minute since I've been live. My name is Kiera. I am the founder of Unique Families Journey. And I wanted to just come on and bring some words of encouragement from one of our board members, Joel Lynch. He is an amazing person. He has decided to just come on and encourage you guys in terms of community and what that looks like. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Pastor Joel on the stage.
Hello and good evening to you all. My name is Joel Lynch. I'm a proud board member of the Unique Families Journey Foundation. And I would just like to encourage you who are listening to me right now, families with individuals who are of unique needs, intellectual disabilities, special needs, whatever term that is used to describe either yourself or a loved one. I just want to encourage you because I know that there could be some difficulty, some stigma surrounding, a certain diagnosis. Um, the questions in your mind about what do I do next? What does this mean? I believe that it can be a source of worry for some. It has been a source of contention. It has been a source of the unknown. The unknown is very scary, and that's why I am proud to be a part of a foundation such as Unique Families um, Foundation. I am proud. A little bit about myself. My entire professional career has been devoted to the uplifting, to the aid, to the help and support of a marginalized population, um, whether it be young people, whether it be the elderly with memory care issues, into the current population in which I serve, which is individuals with diagnosed intellectual disabilities, namely autism spectrum disorder, Asperger's, um, Down syndrome. So my whole career, entire professional career, life has been a dedication to breaking barriers, right? Helping individuals achieve what many say doctors, scientists, therapists say that they maybe won't be able to, right? So I stepped in as an individual who gets great joy of seeing someone break the glass ceiling, seeing an individual who has a diagnosis, has a pronounced physical limitation, a disability, um, achieve something that society and sometimes in their own home say, you know what, I don't believe that they're able to. So I just want to encourage you um, today, be of an encouragement to you that it is possible. It is possible. Currently, I am a job developer for an organization where I match individuals who have autism, Asperger's, Down syndrome, you name it, with meaningful employment in the community. I've seen individuals do things, achieve things, and accomplish things that some experts said that it wouldn't be a good field, a good career choice for them, because of their disability. This is where advocacy comes in. Um, so to the family who's thinking about what could they do, right? Where could they go? Who could they turn to? Um, what's the recourse? What are some of the what do I need to know? I just hope that I can encourage you and shed some light. Um, advocacy, advocacy is a big deal. You have to know how to advocate for yourself, for your loved one, for your family. And Unique Families Journey Foundation is one of the resources that you can use to help you advocate, right? To help advocate, to help with some of the resources that you may need, right? You may ask, well, what is a special need? What is autism spectrum disorder? What is it, right? It's a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. These are things that affects and it can affect any one of us. I believe that there are boatloads of people who live every day, go through life every day with a particular disorder, right? Whether it's diagnosed, misdiagnosed, or undiagnosed, right? So all of us have uh, have our quirks about us, but the difference is that it takes extra support, it takes extra help, it takes extra advocacy, standing in the gap, for for a particular person. Um, you have to know what resources are available to you. Um, so going to websites uh, such as Autism Speaks, going to your local um, uh, DDS branches to find out what resources are available. Department of Social Services. There are many foundations, many organizations that would help you advocate for your loved one. I don't want you to feel like you're alone because there's a community. There's a community ready, willing to lend support, throw their weight behind you, and help you navigate, um, this uncharted territory. If this is all new to you, um, I may be preaching to the choir. I'm in no ways an expert on anything. I just love to help people. My passion is lifting someone up who can't lift themselves, giving a voice to the voiceless. That's my passion. Like I said, that has been my profession for years. Helping, lending someone a helping hand, a leg to stand on, um, giving them the opportunity to feel included, to feel like they're a valued member of society and not just a castaway. Not just someone to be overlooked, stepped over, or just passed through the system. Right. Um, most of us, whether you're neurotypical or neurodiverse, you want to be seen. Right. You want to be heard. You want to be taken seriously. Um, families, if you have a loved one, whether it's a sibling, a child, could be a spouse, um, dealing with a unique need, right? A neurodiverse skill set. You have a community. You have people who have been in the shoes that you are walking in now, sat in the seat that you are sitting in, and you are not alone, right? It can feel like you have no one to talk to, like no one understands um, what you're going through, like no one understands, you know, um, at night when your loved one um, is stimming, can't sleep. What do you do when you're out in public? I've worked a job um, where we would take our individuals and give them community experiences that they wouldn't have if they were home or in an institution or in a program. We would give them community experiences, and you should see the response of um, passersby, pedestrians. You would think that they'd never seen anyone with a disability. And the thing is, breaking that stigma, right? Thinking that people with disabilities, that they're, quote unquote, alien. So they try to alienate. Like there's something, like they're, for lack of a better term, crazy. For lack of a better term, um, just someone who's not able to enjoy, what most people see neurotypical people doing. Um, but listen, it's everyone's right to a public space. It's everyone's right to live on their own, have a job. It's everyone's right, regardless of their ability or disability, to enjoy the civic liberties um, that everyone is entitled to. Um, the ADA being passed, um, Americans with Disabilities Act made it possible. Um, and we still have a ways to go. We still have a ways to go, but it is possible. It is possible. So you are not alone. Advocacy, um, being the voice, that your loved one needs, right? Taking a step out of yourself and putting yourself in their shoes, right? Being empathetic to their needs. Taking a commercial, right? Taking a commercial break from your normal, from what you would term normal, right? And putting yourself and seeing the world through their lens, right? And what do they need, right? What are some things? Getting to know them beyond the diagnosis, getting to know them beyond, the label, right? They love to label. They love to label individuals. It's this, it's that, but they're more than a label, right? Your loved one is more than a label. Um, they love, they feel, and I hate to sound like, they're some type of science project, like they're anything other than human, right? With feelings, with blood flowing through their veins, you know. So just love, right? Love is the principle, the chief thing, right? And there's a community of love, and love starts where? Love starts at home, right? So to appropriate that love, right? It's part of, again, I'm gonna say it again, advocacy, advocating, right? Being the voice, being the champion for them, right? Allowing your loved one, your family member, whoever it is, to be the driver of the car, right? And not always putting your preferences before theirs, right? If they're nonverbal, there are ways, right, to communicate. There are devices that can be used. Technology is out there, for them to where they can communicate and and have that chance to be expressive and communicate their needs, their wants, right? This is why some may see behaviors or characteristics, where they're frustrated. It may seem like they're acting out. It may seem like, they're, your loved one, but they're just trying to express themselves. So advocating for them to have the technology available in hand for them to express themselves, will open up a new world of understanding and insight into who they are beyond their label, beyond their diagnosis. Um, Again, in my professional life, I connect neurodiverse individuals with employers in the community, right? Matching them with their interests, skills, past experiences, their abilities. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see how successful they are when they begin working. Um, right? And there's also advocacy in there, right? Because I'm advocating for them to have the necessary modifications and accommodations in place to where they can be successful, right? I'm advocating with the employer, right, to ensure that the environment that they're coming into is um, inclusive, it's inclusive and comfortable for them, so that they can be successful, right? So, and it works. Why? Because they have someone advocating for them. They have someone who can express and communicate, what it is that they need to be successful, right? And the employers, once they employ, this a particular job seeker, and all of these modifications, if needed, all of these accommodations, if needed, are in place, right? They find that not only will the individual thrive, but the business thrives, right? The business thrives, right? Because they have an individual there who feels wanted, right? They have an individual there with a meaningful employment, right? And they are willing to work, right? They're willing to get the job done, and they are so eager, right, to show, like, hey, I got this handled, right? With no job coach, with no support, they are eager to prove, like, hey, I can do this, right? I can do this. Thank you for seeing me, right? And most people, like all of us, we just want to be seen, right? We just want to be seen, um, you know, not just the outward, but we want to feel like we are a part of community. We are a part of the society that we're living in, the community that we're living in. It's like the mailman. Hey, Mr. Mailman, the firefighter. It's like the police officer. They the woman or the man walking their dog in the street. This individuals just want to feel a part of the community, and we have to be able, right, we have to be able, as just humanity, right, to be able to be accepting, right, accepting. And it starts with you. It starts with, if you're a mom watching this, if you're a dad, if you're a sister, or a sibling struggling to understand, why is your brother a little different, why is your sister a little different. If you're a parent, you've had children before, um, who may not have be diagnosed, who may not be autistic or ADHD, or have a diagnosis with it, but now you're faced with this question: how, why? You know, why now? Um, just want to encourage you that you can be the best parent, right? You can be the best sibling to provide and supply so many supports um, for your loved one, right? There are resources out there. Um, you are not alone. The UFJF, look, I'm not an expert. I'm talking from the heart. I'm talking from the heart. There are plenty of people part of this organization who know who could give you technical terms and you know, I can tell you from my own personal experience too that when my youngest son, my youngest son, um, and me working in childcare, I was a preschool teacher for 10 years, 10 years. So my antenna, was raised when my son passed 1 years old, 2 years old. Um, wasn't pronouncing words properly. Um, he didn't develop in his vocabulary and speech. And I was like, wow. I told my wife, I said, I think we need to have my son's name is Noah, have Noah evaluate. I think we need to um, see what's going on, because he should be developed far along, developed more than where he's at. So lo and behold, Birth to Three had came in and they worked with him, right? It can be scary, when you notice, your loved one, your child, whoever it is, not meeting certain developmental markers, um, and sometimes it can be a teacher that recognizes it right before you do. It can be, someone in your family, right? And it can be unnerving, right? And the first thing, oh, no, we can deny, be in denial. Um, we can reject, the offer for services. But just in my experience, that is the worst thing that we can do, right? Because we tend to fear what we don't know, what we don't understand, right? And getting to the truth of an issue is the beginning of fixing, right? It's the beginning of knowing how to navigate, right, certain challenges. Um, so we accepted Birth to Three coming in. They did all on top of that. He was susceptible to seizures, right? He's had a few seizures, so we took him through the ringer, took him to the ringer to get to the bottom of why, right? To sort of check off, any underlying issues that he could have, any other medical issues. He went to the neurologist. There was nothing wrong. They chalked it up to him being susceptible to febrile seizures, seizures that are caused by high fever. Um, we took him to the ear doctor, to see the audiologist to see if he can hear, to check on his hearing. There was nothing wrong with his hearing. Um, so Birth to Three came in and, they did their evaluation, and they worked with him. They worked with him. And now we can't get him to stop talking. He talks so much. He's a little lawyer. He likes to dispute everything that we tell him, like he's been here before. But it turns out that, he was a little delayed in his speech. The vocabulary was always there, right? But he just had trouble formulating and pronouncing. So they worked with him. But I said all that to say this, that it wouldn't happen if we weren't open to services. You can do a great disservice by not allowing services, at least getting to the understanding, right, of what could be, right? What could be the diagnosis? What could be, if there's any. So I just want to encourage you that, listen, you're not alone. There's a community to support you, right? IEPs are challenging, right? What you get loaded with a bunch of papers, from the school to fill out, and like, what in the world is this? What does this mean, right, for my child? Will my child carry this label all throughout the rest of their lives, their life? Right? We're here to help you at UFJF. We are here to help provide you with whatever resources that you may need to walk you through the steps. And there are other community resources available to you. This is a community that we're here to help, right? No one person is a village unto themselves, right? But it takes a village. It takes a village to help, right? Each one reach one, each one teach one. So I just wanted to let you know that you are not alone. If you didn't get anything else from these few minutes of me talking to you today, is that you are not alone. All right. It's not a death sentence. It is not the end all, be all, and that's all, right? It is, you'll be amazed, right, that with the proper support, with the proper, with advocacy and support, with reaching out and seeking the resources, wow, of how much your family member or yourself could achieve. You'll be amazed at the world. The world is open, right? The world is an oyster, right? You have this, there's beauty in it, right? All you have to do is open it up, right? You have to open it up to them. And we've come a long way from just institutionalizing and poking and prodding some of the archaic and barbaric ways of doing things. Those days are long gone. And I know that even now, with the current, with the current with the way society is now, and there's a lot of people fearful, right? Especially those who are different, right? See the world different, see through a different lens, right? The world for them is scary. Like I said, I work with individuals with special needs, and right now, they're fearful of what the future holds, right? We, depressed, it's we're living in a world where depression abounds, and people are feeling the brunt, right, of being different, right? Funding is being threatened. Um, Jobs are being threatened. Like I work in careers, in jobs for individuals where I work directly with a diversity, equity, and inclusion office, right? But now that's being, that's challenged. So now what do? Right? We have to keep pushing. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep advocating. We have to keep raising our voices, right? We have to keep being championing our loved ones, championing the abilities, right? And not harping on what they can't do, but what can they do, right? And what do they do well, right? What are the interests? What are the skills, right, man? Because the world is open to them, right? But they see the world, but we have to shine a spotlight, right, and let the world see them, right? And that starts with you, right at home, right at home. Um, by just being there and supporting. Um, and that's all. That's all, folks. Like I said, I'm no expert. I just love people. I want to see the best for people. Um, I root for the underdog. I root for the underdog. I root for because I know that there's an overcomer. There's an overachiever. Right? Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Um, this come from someone who has been a preschool teacher. Worked with the marginalized population, impoverished communities, um, with a lack of resources, lack of funding, making it work, right? This is what we do. We innovate, we adjust, and this is what it calls for. This is what it takes to. This is what it takes to raise, to live with, to support. You have to be innovative. You have to adapt. You have to be adaptive. You have to adjust, right? You have to not only live for you, but you have to live for them, right? And allow them to be the driver of the vehicle. Um, I've worked within from preschool. I was a CNA. Again, working with the elderly population, dementia, Alzheimer's, all forms of whether it's Lewy body, whether it's Alzheimer's, whether it's working with individuals um, on the spectrum, behavioral challenges, um, to now working with adults um, on the spectrum with neurodiverse needs, in the realm of employment. So I've seen it all. I've seen every ability, every developmental level, every age. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. And it's amazing what they could accomplish, what we all could accomplish with just a helping hand. I should never, ever. The only time that we should look down on someone is when we're offering them a hand up. That's the only time, right? And I believe that was Reverend Jesse Jackson that said that. But yeah, this is, again, my name is Joel Lynch. I'll stop right there because, again, I'm very passionate about individuals breaking barriers, right? And achieving and doing what I love for people to get proven wrong. Prove them wrong. Show them what you're working with. Show them what you're working with. And But we're here for you. Unique Family Journeys Foundation, we are here for you. And we're here to offer you the help and the resources that you, your loved one, your family needs to navigate, this navigate this terrain of unique needs, having loved ones with unique needs and diverse abilities. Again, Joel Lynch, signing off.
And there you have it. We want to thank Mr. Joel Lynch for coming on and encouraging the families that needed to hear that they are not alone and that there is a community out there that has every need that they can think of. And that's really why I created this space, alongside of advocacy, really just support. I know as a parent myself, sometimes we get information thrown at us and we don't know where to start. We don't know where to begin. If you come from a family that may be judgmental or just don't have the lack of knowledge, that as well can overwhelm you as a parent. So when I thought of this community, I thought of parents like you and mine that could really help one another, because it really does take a village. And I pray that this information was helpful. Again, feel free to reach out. We are planning our back to school soon, in the month of August. So if you know any families in the Bridgeport area or surrounding towns that would just want to come out and hang out, you might not even need a book bag, but you might just want to come out and be heard or prepare for school. We're here to assist you. We are also in need. We're not in need, but we are also looking to help families that need advocacy. So again, this message is for the parents that need help, or if they know anyone. Um, it's free to share information. It doesn't cost you anything. So I encourage you to share this live with those that need help. Don't keep information to yourself. That's another thing that we'll talk about in the days to come. If you hear information, whether it applies to you or not, just feel free to share. You never know, it can help someone. We will be on more often during out the year, so be prepared to look out for us. I do apologize for our silence. We were just rebranding Unique Families Journey. And I thank you guys again for joining us. Have a blessed night and enjoy the weather. Take care.